First of all, we need to realize that we are all signatories to the SDGs, the 2030 agenda, and also we are all signatories to the new urban agenda. Now, for us to be able to achieve all the SDGs, and especially SDG number 11, which relates to the development of resilient and sustainable, safe cities, we need to make sure that we transit our cities from where they are to a much higher level. If we're going to develop Africa, and if we're going to develop our people, we need to focus more on the secondary cities. The main cities at the moment, the capital cities of Africa, tend to be congested with huge population, with traffic jams, with poor public health. The solution lies in the development of secondary cities. The main cities are already grappling with all these huge problems, and they did not have sufficient planning. Sufficient planning was not put in place. So we believe that the solution is to go into the secondary cities. And secondary cities have a role to play in the social and economic development of a country. Unfortunately, our government seems not to recognize that the secondary cities or intermediary cities also have a role to play in this. If we're going to foster well-balanced development in our countries, if we're going to increase the standards of living of our countries, if we're going to develop eco-cities, sustainable and resilient cities, we need to focus more on secondary cities. As local governments, we have a role to play. We need to understand what SDG is about. We need to understand what the new urban agenda is about. But we also need to understand that we ourselves have a role to play in the economic development, not only of our cities, but of our nations. When we meet up in Marrakesh at this function, we believe that we'll be able to share ideas, share experiences, and be able to come up with common strategies and common goals on how to achieve the transition. As I said, it's the second largest city in Uganda. It is also uniquely located at the source of the River Nile, okay, which is the world's longest river, and also on the shores of Lake Victoria. So issues of environmental protection are very, very important to us as local leaders and also to the community of Jinja, because the River Nile and also Lake Victoria are a source of sustenance to the community of Jinja. It provides us with water, which we use. It also provides us with fish. It also provides a livelihood and means of transportation to the community. So environmental protection is absolutely important to the community of Jinja, and we have been able to educate our people to raise awareness about environmental protection so that we do not degrade our sources of livelihood. So our people in Jinja are very much aware that we need to protect the swamps. We need to make sure that we protect the rivers, the river banks. For example, you're not going to see any development on the river banks. You're also going to see that the shores, the lake shores of Lake Victoria are well protected. We already have bylaws that prohibit the putting of developments on the shores of Lake Victoria, and also of putting of any developments on the banks of the River Nile. The people of Jinja are also aware about the damage that poor solid waste management can impact negatively to the community and also to the environment. So we have put in places recycling. We have put in places a much more modern urban solid waste management system where recycling is of prime importance, where people are responsible for their own garbage, where they are not dumping garbage anywhere. And this is largely because we've been able to educate our people. So yes, in our community, in the municipality of Jinja, people are aware of environmental protection. And these are issues that we can bring to the event and share with the other municipalities in Marrakesh.